Hi everybody, I'm Andy Murray from What Culture.
And I am Gareth from What Culture, and today we have some awesome stories. It's a Sunday, and they let me play with somebody on a Sunday today, so I'm not just on my own, it's great. But the first stories we're going to go through, we've got AEW have announced a new pay-per-view. Tony Khan is mentioning why he's not going to be moving Dynamite to Monday nights, and we've also got the Friday night Smackdown ratings that are just in, and spoiler, they're doing pretty good.
They're pretty damn good, brother. I'm going to tell you all about AEW's latest signing, and indeed Cody's neck tattoo. But before we begin, I think this should be pretty obvious, but just in case it isn't, this is going to be a very spoiler-heavy episode of the news today. AEW pay-per-view last night, we're going to have to talk a little bit about that. You haven't seen the show yet, check it out and then come back and see us. You know, it's a nice, that's the order. It's a nice little thing. I just don't want to ruin your fun.
And we'll be here. We'll be waiting for you.
Exactly. We're not going anywhere, baby. This is the news. Anyway, we're going to kick things off with the most obvious development from last night's show. That being that Jon Moxley is the new AEW World Champion. He defeated Le Champion Chris Jericho in the night's main event. It was a long match. It was a very Jericho match. Lots of brawling, lots of heel work, lots of little intricacies and space between the move stuff. But at the end of the day, Jon Moxley pulled off his own eye patch. It was a ruse all along. He's been able to see fine. That, of course, shook Jericho, who was then pinned following a paradigm shift. Some fun stuff after the match as well. Moxley grabbed the mic, cut this totally off-the-cuff promo. They interrupted him with his theme music and he went, "Hey, what the F?" It was good stuff. Good. It was very him. It was a great match. It was, for me, a surprising move. I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I thought I don't know if it was a planned thing, but the actual gash that he had under his eye patch that was kind of bleeding down all over the match was such a cool aesthetic. It's just this, like, Moxie's this absolute hard as nails kind of character at this point. You can just go do anything, he's just gritty and everything. And it really works. And then when he did take off the eye patch, he just had that nice, it was like, oh, that wasn't a blood capsule, that was legit kind of big old gash.
A little slicer. He said as well after the show, there was a bump where he basically hit his head on the ring post, and he said after the show, "Hey, I wrestled half concussed tonight," which is good stuff. I mean, he's obviously soldiered through and created a memorable match at the end of what was a pretty great pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, that tag title match was out of this goddamn world. Orange Cassidy, man, get on that bus. If you're not an Orange Cassidy fan, fair enough, but maybe check out this match because it might make you change your mind.
And there's a hands-in-pocket arm drag that might be my favourite move of the entire year. But probably side by side with another move that happened on this card as well, but we'll get there.
We will get there. Shall we talk about blood and guts,
Why
baby?
not? Well, we've just been talking about it anyway, so why don't we just segue straight in there? So obviously AEW now, they've just had this pay-per-view. This pay-per-view is in the books. What do we got to do now? We've got to look forward to the next thing on the horizon.
Next big show.
So what have we got? We've got Blood and Guts, which is a not too kind of subtle dig at the old Vinnie Mac. So that's been confirmed for the 25th of March. That's that episode of Dynamite, so it's kind of a midweek kind of.
Yeah, it's like Bash at the Beach.
It's like a nice special. That's that. Like we said, that's a bit of a dig at McMahon, probably, for what he said in that conference call. We said, we don't do blood and guts, but we do.
Pal.
And they've also kind of teased that there might be something kind of War Games-esque going on this card as well.
Yeah, interesting one. There was shots of a steel cage in the little promo package.
It's like two rings, big cage.
Yeah, there was the phrase, "This is war." We know AEW have trademarked the phrase "the match beyond," which is of course coming from the WCW NWA days. I mean, they're going to do a War Games match on Dynamite on March 25th. That's mental. And also, I love the Vince McMahon dig. You know I love that stuff. People who watch these videos know I love the petty crap.
But I'm
here for it.
Good luck NXT that week. That's something pretty good coming into that week.
Maybe they'll book 3 cage matches or something like that. Hey, we got a triple tier Dungeon of Doom, Tower of Terror. I don't know.
Can you imagine if they did a War Games as well?
We had a War Games off. Oh my god, they did them like.
I can't choose.
I know. What do you do, baby? You watch all of them.
Well, yeah, at the same time.
Simultaneously. Do that Michael Hamflett thing where he stays up and watches every show because he's crazy and doesn't need sleep.
He loves wrestling.
The next story we're going to cover here is AEW confirmed a new signing. If you watched the buy-in pre-show last night, Dark Order, SCU, good little match. Afterwards, of course, there's the big brawl. Out come all these people. Christopher Daniels in a robe. He's not the exalted one, apparently. But the most notable person who came out in Chicago, his home goddamn town, was Colt Cabana. His music hit, he got a big pop, he came down, he helped SCU clear the ring. Dark Order flushed out of the place, and Tony Khan has confirmed in his post-match media scrum that Colt Cabana has signed a deal with AEW. It's the kind of contract that will allow him to work other places at his discretion. And on top of this, Khan really put him over as a guy who's a great mind and can work as a wrestler, a commentator, and a producer. Seems like a good deal. Colt Cabana's been overdue a shot in a promotion like this, I think. He's an entertaining guy. It was cool to see him in his hometown. Very nice indeed. Looking forward to seeing what he does.
And it makes sense, obviously, because now you've got Colt Cabana and AEW, like you said, this kind of just a full package guy.
Yeah.
But there's also a built-in feud because CM Punk obviously mentioned a couple of days ago that he could theoretically work in AEW. So that's going to happen. We're going to get that blood feud.
The podcast legal battle feud we've been waiting for.
I'm here for it. Just like, have a podcast match. It's great. Yeah, hitting people over the head with mics. Yeah, send your tweets in, hit them with tweet. Yeah, great.
Strangle them with a headset. Just get it in.
Why has it not been done already?
Exactly.
Yet. Right, next piece of news. Tony Khan, obviously in that post-media scrum, the Sugar Man. He mentioned how he has zero interest, absolutely no interest in moving AEW Dynamite over to Monday to kind of remake a bit of the Monday Night Wars thing, which kind of makes sense, but this all comes off the back of Cody kind of hinting that he would like that to become a thing, obviously, in a couple of years' time. Now, Tony, I'll read out the quote, but Tony was very specific in what he said. He wasn't attacking Cody for what he said. He said, first of all, what Cody brings to the company is amazing, but when he does those media calls, it's great, and I was listening to it. At times, I'm usually smiling or laughing, but that would have been one of the times I wish I could have jumped in. He was already hinting there that, stop, Cody. Let's not go down this hole. And he said that he has no intentions of moving for a variety of reasons. I said from the beginning, I never want to compete with Monday Night Football. I think they're the greatest franchise on cable, so I don't want to do it. Plus, my family and I own 100% of the Jaguars, so we're as big a partner with the NFL as anyone, so I don't want to be a part of Mondays at all. Makes sense. I mean, you've got a lot of investment in Monday Night Football already. Why would they want to compete with themselves? They're not Vince McMahon. They're not going to just buy out everything and want to fight against themselves because they don't want
against each
else.
other. Yeah, no, good news. Like, I think going on, like, as much as I love AEW shows and stuff, and as much as, like, I generally prefer, I mean, Raw's been very good this year, but I generally prefer to Raw and stuff. You think about it from a wrestling context, I mean, AEW realistically is going to get slaughtered by Raw if it goes on Monday nights in the moment. It's a show that gets like 800, 900,000 viewers a week. Raw's viewership isn't what it was, but it's still like 2 million, 2.2, whatever.
It's over double.
Yeah, so. Exactly. It wouldn't be a good move. It was one of the moves that really helped put the stake through Impact Wrestling's heart was back in the day going head-to-head with Raw. Stupid. Yeah. Tony Khan has got his head screwed on, knows what he's doing, he's a realist. I like the way he talks about wrestling and business realistically. Good, I'm glad to hear this.
And it's one of those things, if while they're staying on Wednesday nights, they manage to get to a number close to Raw,
right?
It just wouldn't make sense then to go and go, oh, we've got this number, let's go and challenge, let's go and potentially split that number.
Yeah, let's bugger off, let's split the viewership even more. Not the best idea.
Doesn't make sense.
Speaking of things that maybe weren't the best idea, Cody's got a new tattoo. Now, there's not really a whole lot. There's not really a whole lot for us to break down here, but it is kind of newsworthy because of, well, I mean, look at it, right? He's got an American flag skull tattoo, not on his arm, not on his chest, not on his pec, maybe to match the dream one.
That'd be cool.
It's on his neck. On the side of his neck, right there. He unveiled this as he came down the ring. When he came out, I think all of us were kind of looking at it and going, well, that's a transfer, that's fake, it's just painted on. It's fine. No, apparently not. AEW tweeted during the show, a closer look at the new ink of Cody Rhodes, and they tagged the tattoo artist. I mean, the tattoo artist has done a good job, but that's an interesting choice, isn't it?
It is. Cody? I thought he'd been bitten. It was very...
by an American snake.
Yeah, but it was very reminiscent to the Becky Lynch kind of patch thing. Yeah. So I thought, as Shayna Baszler just gone and like bit Cody's... it wasn't those cool kind of... When a wrestler comes out sometimes with like new gear, new hair, or something a bit different, you go, wow, that's really cool instantly. It was one of those things, it trickled out for a while. I was like, is that it?
Yeah.
Why has he got it? Right.
And Twitter was like, what the hell? I was watching Twitter while I was watching the entrances and stuff, and everyone was like, what the hell is this? It kind of took away from the match a little bit. But
it's hard to slam it too much because the intentions are good behind the tattoo.
Yeah.
But
of course.
I don't know, Cody. Maybe in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, I mean, far be it for me to doubt Cody Rhodes, but this was certainly a choice. I'll give him that.
We're talking about it. Right, and okay, maybe a bit of a... I'm trying to think of... Weird choices. Okay, weird choice to have the Fiend point at the WrestleMania sign, but why was he pointing at that sign? Because John Cena came back to Smackdown, and he's had a bit of a boost apparently.
Yeah,
he's helped pop the number for Friday Night Smackdown. They've been doing steadily around about like 2.5 million every single week. This week it jumped up to 2.717 million, which is that's a decent number. It's still not quite close to what was promised, but we'll take what we can. The Blue Brand also got, they popped a 0.8 rating as well, the 18 to 49 demographic, which again is an increase. I think it was 0.7 last week.
Yeah. So,
good signs. Obviously, on the road to WrestleMania, we're expecting these numbers to, well, you're hoping these numbers will increase. Yeah. Obviously, get as many people, a lot more casual fans are going to come into the door now with Cena coming back, Goldberg coming back. It's going to be interesting next week because I'm not sure at this point if Cena's been confirmed or Goldberg's been confirmed for next week to see what happens with those numbers coming into Elimination Chamber. It's a go-home show. We've got another go-home pay-per-view show.
It's bloody mental, that, isn't it? Like, I heard this earlier today and I was like, there's no way that could... Oh, no, it is true. No. Okay, yeah, it's wild, man. It's absolutely wild. But this is a good number. This is a good number. I think, obviously, the appeal of John Cena. I think, like, you know, a lot of people hated Super Showdown and there was a lot of outrage and stuff. But I think after that, a lot of people were like, yeah, maybe I should just watch it because this is going to be weird and like Goldberg might get booed and we can find out what happens and stuff. I think there was a lot of intrigue from that as well. So yeah, good number, good increase. Good all round.
Yeah, it was, and yeah, like you said, it was very weird seeing Goldberg. I felt bad on Goldberg.
So did I. Like, it's not his fault, man. Like, I know he's old and like the jackhammer kind of sucked and stuff, but
Brohammer.
Yeah, sorry. But Goldberg's a nice guy, man.
Yeah.
Leave Bill. Let Bill be. Let Bill rest.
Bill gonna Bill.
Bill gonna Bill. Anyway, thank you for joining us on today's This Is The News. You can follow us on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. You can follow this fine gentleman on Twitter at
GMorgan04. You can find yourself on Twitter
at Andy H. Murray. And today, the H in honor of John Moxley stands for Hey, what the... You can fill in the blanks. Thanks for joining us, everybody. See you later.